I'm going to hit that button, and then I hit this. Where's this button? This button's here, and then we have a pre-show. That's the pre-show here. And this is the Rants of Izzo here on Spreely TV. All things spoken freely. Guys, good afternoon. I'm Dominic Izzo. I'm your host for the Rants of Izzo here on Spreely TV, Spreely Media. And we are a podcast of all sorts, cover everything from politics to porn. It's a fun damn show. Don't come here looking for like, I don't know, like the report of the day and all of a sudden Trump this and Biden that, Kamala this. It's I just want you enjoying your damn day is what it is. So Monday through Friday, we do a live show. This is the pre-show. We got to kind of warm ourselves up, call it like a little buffer before the actual live kicks off on Spreely TV. So for you fortunate people who are listening on a podcast or watching on a replay, you get the pre-show. Other people don't. I get co-pilots Monday through Friday. Today, my co-pilot, everybody's favorite diva, Lola Christina, who, yeah, now you can hear me, right? Oh, you can hear me now. There you go. She's going to be sitting in today. We're going to be taking some Q&A, talking about a lot of stuff, all that stuff. So let's do some housekeeping. To support the show, go over to Spreely.com and check out everything Spreely has to offer. News articles, everything trends. They've got a social media site there that looks and operates like Facebook. So if you're used to Facebook and you love it, go on there. Speak freely. You're not going to get censored. I 100% believe you won't be censored unless you say something really, really damn stupid that, you know, the admin's like, whoa, this is crazy. Like, don't go on there and endorse child porn because we'll probably send the police to your home is what we'll do. You can always call in the show. The phones are open. 708-982-0974. While I did, I will do pre-show. I got mid-show. We do have sponsors. I got to hit those later on. Got to remind myself. We have to finally go back to taking breaks to pay some bills because people are like, dude, we want to advertise on your show. I'm like, all right. You can. What is this? This is why we do a pre-show because I need an intern and they won't give me one. You can go to rantsofizzo.com and click that button that says donate, support the show, and you can support the show because we're 100% listener funded. Ms. Christina, if anybody ever wants to support you, how can they support you?
Follow me everywhere.
Yeah. That's what they...
I've just got back onto my Twitter now, finally.
Oh, how long have you been off?
I've been locked out of it for like 8 weeks.
Oh, that's because, well, we know why that is.
I forgot my password. No, I forgot my password.
Oh.
Nothing naughty.
Okay. There we go. That's Rants of Izzo show here on Spreely TV. It's Thursday. Let's have a show, kids. We're back. Glad to be back.
Prepare yourself.
The opinions of the host and guests on this show are exclusively just that, opinions. That means that they shouldn't be the cause of your state of being offended. Why does everybody get so butthurt?
Okay, let's go. Ready, go!
Sit down, shut up, and pay attention.
Damn!
This is the Rants of Izzo Show with your host, Dominic Izzo, from porn to politics. We touch every third rail we can find. You might want to put your headphones on so your mom can't hear this. It's been called the most entertaining 60 minutes on the internet, and it starts now. Let's do this.
Hi, good afternoon, kids. This is the Rants of Izzo show here on Spreely TV. Hope you guys are doing well. Spreely TV, Spreely.com, not TV. Then Channel 1. Or if you're watching on a replay, it's good to see you guys. Hope you're doing well, all that jazz. Over in the chat, we do have a chat for people who are like, man, how can I find you guys? Rants of Izzo show chat on Telegram. I know every platform that you disloyal sons of bitches seem to watch instead of going to Spreely TV. You don't know how to, it's like if I tell you, go watch on Spreely TV, you're like, sure, okay. Hey, let me pull up Rumble. Let me pull up YouTube. It's like, it's a lost cause at this point. So we got our thousands who watch on Spreely TV and you stragglers who are on Rumble and whatnot and all that crap. If you want, there's a link. I put up a link on other pages that shows you how to get involved with the chat. It's good to see Maddie Wack in the chat, who we actually did a great show yesterday. I got to send to you, Lola. We did the actual historic, like, accuracy of Adolf Hitler. Because you and I, yeah, we've touched upon that a bit, you and I. And yesterday, Matt and I went pretty deep into it. Because when I was a kid, you couldn't even talk about that without, like, dude, the government is going to come to your home and kick in the door. And then now all of a sudden it's like, no, let's talk about Hitler. We don't think he was the bad guy so much. Kelly Wilson's good to see you. April Schoen over in the chat. Bev, where, I don't know where Sarah is. Sarah? Did she get her meds today? She'll be in here somewhere today. All right. Before the show, you and I do some pre-show together. We kind of touch base because you're across the side of the pond and you're probably one of the only people that I actually will touch base, go do what's going on, tell me about things. You are going to talk about coffee enemas? Do you do them?
I have done, yeah.
All right. Is there a legitimate health benefit? Because we've had on Emily Reynolds. We've got the show recorded on the Rants of Izzo where I went to the bathroom and I had Emily and Ashley on both as co-hosts, and I attempted to do a coffee enema. Man, I can't reach back. I can't put it in my bum, as you would say. And then it's like, okay, and Emily swears on this. I want to know your experience. It's literally said, yeah, it's thousands of years old. There's hieroglyphics of Egypt people doing it. If you lay on your left side or your right side, I don't know, like the coffee will actually hit the liver. How's that friggin'? I don't understand any of it. Have you seen health benefits from it?
Well, it's difficult to say because I've used myself as a guinea pig for all these kind of different things for years. I've done a few coffee enemas. I do like them. I like the buzz that you get. It's like having it's like having a big fat line. Right?
Yeah.
But no, it's like having a really big coffee. But when I drink coffee, I don't really get a buzz off of it. But when I do a coffee enema, I feel a buzz. Yeah. There's different opinions. I mean, I don't think coffee is good for anyone in general, unless you're getting, a nice organic brand. Coffee beans are some of the most heavily sprayed crops on the planet. So people that are drinking regular coffee, like most people do at coffee shops or instant coffee or whatever, unless it's organic and good stuff, it's sprayed with pesticides, and most of it's full of mold as well.
Yeah, there's that
most coffee is contaminated with mold. So unless you're going to get a good coffee, I wouldn't do it. But I do think there are health benefits to it. There's like a little.
We just seen the coldest.
Motherfucker. There's always that. No, it's me. It's always on my end with the damn intern I can't get because production value is so shitty. There's that whole thing about labels being misrepresented anyways, because they say, well, yeah, you get organic, but do you really? Do you really? And then the whole thing with the buzz is there started the trend 10 years ago, maybe, where like kids were doing, and I'm talking like under 21, were doing alcohol enemas because it was an instant absorption into the bloodstream, and their blood alcohol content was like insane because it didn't go past your liver. So that's pretty insane too.
I used to boof drugs.
I'm sorry?
I used to boof drugs.
Okay.
Boof?
No, hang on. For all the eight, would you wait for a oh my God, can't take you anywhere.
It's not a medical term.
No, back in the 80s, because you're a product of the 90s, right? You were born in the 90s? Okay, I was born in the 70s, so I went through the 80s, and Teen Wolf, for anybody who ever remembers that with Michael J. Fox, the love interest, his name was Boof in there, which we all thought was hilarious because Boof was slang for sex. So I have not heard that term since grammar school days. Shit.
Oh, that's a different definition to what I'm talking about.
All right.
Boofing in my language is where you stick drugs up your bum, like a pill or something. For the same reason, it goes straight into your arsehole is like the most absorbent part of your entire body. Like I use bamboo toilet roll after reading about the amount of chemicals and things that go into toilet roll, and how people that work in toilet roll factories have a really low life expectancy, and the amount of chemicals required to get wood to look like toilet roll is a bit crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah,
It's every time
I tried bamboo toilet roll to be healthy.
every time you come on, it's
I don't
like
do drugs anymore. I'm talking like in the past, but
every time you come on, it's like there's one more thing you add to the checklist of shit you can't do because it's inorganic and it's just sprayed the crap with pesticides.
I had Corona. Like I'm not.
Oh yeah, that's the only beer I drink. Show everybody again. See, that's like almost having me in your mouth. You got a Peroni. Yay. Yeah, that's the only beer I drink when I do drink beer. Peroni. All right, good stuff. See, we're simpatico. All right. Let's talk about the big news here today. Olympic boxers at the center of a gender eligibility controversy, and they win their first bizarre bout. Obviously, Paris is where the Olympic Games are. Algeria's Imane Kiev, one of two. I don't know. There's one of two female Olympic boxers disqualified from the 2023 World Champions after failing gender eligibility tests, entered the ring on Thursday at the Paris Games. Her bout ended in a abrupt, bizarre fashion. Khalif, I guess that's how you pronounce it, prevailed when Italy's Angela Carini stopped fighting after 46 seconds. Carini was punched in the nose and shortly afterwards said she didn't want to fight anymore, according to the Italian coach Emanuele Rizzini. After one punch, she feels big pain, Rizzini told reporters. Carini wept, speaking with reporters after the fight, and spoke only in Italian. Translation of her comments were not immediately available. Did you see the clip? I think you sent it to me. Did you see the clip?
I don't think I sent it to you, but yeah, I've seen the clip of they're trying to beat the Italian girl. Yeah, I saw it.
I don't get how they could be disqualified from the World Games and be allowed to compete in the Olympics, and then what kind? Somebody posted a good
24 and fucking the world's gone mad.
Well, somebody posted something that actually made a lot of sense, which was everybody's attacking like the gay stuff, right? And I do it too. I people don't get whenever I'm like so and so. Well, no, people whenever they're like when I put something like, "Oh, that's gay," it's like I'm not saying it's gay. I'm saying it's gay. It's a big difference. And
but I'll say that it's fucking gay. The Olympics was gay and Jewy as fuck.
Did you say Jewy as fuck?
Yeah, it's Jewy.
God.
And
okay,
have you seen the guy who organized it? It literally looks like the Jew meme of the guy with rubbing his hands together with the nose. It literally looks like that. It looks like him. We're in a simulation.
I gotta look. Well, people were saying, yeah, but the original Greek Olympics was a bunch of nude guys wrestling, and I'm like, well, those they're fucking Greeks, man.
That was not the Dionysus thing that they're trying to say that it was.
Okay,
I mean, maybe it was. It could have been that, but it was a very shit, poor depiction of it. It looked a lot more like the Last Supper, with the table and everything. If that's what it was supposed to be, they did a shit job of it. It looked more like the other thing that everyone's saying it is.
Well, you're going to answer some people questions because people are asking. People flat out. I asked today, what I want to hear, and I got to find out. Let me get this exact question because you're leading into it. It's only fair to get your fans some kind of credit and whatnot. If you guys are watching live, you want to ask a question of Lola, you could text it in to 708-982-0974. One of the questions that was asked was, this is by Sam Light Owl. Was the French Olympic ceremony, was it a satanic ceremony? And if so, how?
is the sky blue?
Oh, okay.
Is water wet? Of course it was. But, you know, I suppose that's a simple question. Anything that is satanic is its version of something, you know. So what have they done? They've inverted the Last Supper. What else have they done? They had the the whole thing. They had the Last Supper. They had the gold bull horn thing. We've got trannies beating up biological women in boxing. It's just a big inverted shit show, and there's nothing more satanic than that.
I can't imagine going your whole life trying to get to the epitome of sports, Olympics. It's not professional either. It's Olympics is the epitome of sports, and then all of a sudden you go in and then you're beat by something you really can't win. And then even if that woman won,
she's top of league. She's the best in the world. You know, she's the best female boxer in the world, or one of. She will be if she's at the Olympics, and she's got done in under a minute, and just she knew she wasn't going to win, and she just burst into tears. And that's the simple biology thing that we've spoken about before. Whether you're trans or not, you're built differently. You know, a punch from a biological man is going to feel different to a punch from a biological woman. It's just as simple as that. I presume they will have been put into like weight classes, like all boxing, but this is a biological male who weighs a similar weight to this woman. Do I really need to say this? This should be common sense to people. Like, men and women are very different. This should be common sense, but no, we don't have any common sense now. It's 2024 where we have shit like this happening, where we have an Olympics like that, and it doesn't surprise me at all. It doesn't surprise me how fucked up it was.
I put myself in that female, the natural female shoes. Like, you lose, which she quit, and that's like, and I don't know. I'm kind of torn on this too, because quitting seems to be. I'll give her a little bit of shit. I don't know. Was it 4 years ago? Simone Biles, who's a gymnast, and then whatever. I don't need my shit stomped all over for this one. She quit competing because during an event or before an event decided not to quit because she was worried that it would cause her injury and this and that. And I'm sitting there going, man, I remember in 1996, I was working at TGI Fridays, and I was a waiter, and I had 2 hands full of plates. And Carrie Strug from the back then, the 1996 women's gymnastics team was incredible. Dominique Monciano, Dominique Dawes, Carrie Strug. I mean, it was insane. She hits a vault and fucks her ankle up, and then she goes again. And she sticks it on like one leg, and it was like incredible. She didn't quit. So now it's like I put myself in that, in the mindset of how it would destroy you to quit. Like, we had wrestlers when I was competing back in high school who purposely would fuck up their weight the night before a state meet, your state championship, because they can't handle the pressure. So they eat a whole bag of chips. They come in 3 pounds overweight. They can't lose it. And all of a sudden, boom, there you go. And it's like, man, what kind of regret are you going to live with the rest of your life knowing you could have placed at state or won the whole thing and you fucked it up because you didn't stress? But there's this woman who goes in and she's like, that's who I draw. I just drew a man to box. And now it's like you can't say anything because I don't know what Italy's laws are on like speaking out against transgenderism. I don't know if she's allowed to say anything, and she has to compete because I don't know if they're like, you know, North Korea, you don't compete, they go back and kill you. So she's forced to do it, and then she concedes, and now she's got to live with that the rest of her life, and how probably like that it fucks with your head, all because somebody couldn't compete in their own gender and weight class.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. This is it. I'm not, listen, this is coming from a trans person. All of these trans athletes, if they are really trans and not just failures at their life purpose, if they're not just failures and shit that they have to transition to win anything. Like Leah Thomas, she was like, I can't remember the number, but she was shit. nothing. And then as soon as she transitioned to being trans, a woman, she was one of the top 10 or whatever. And it's, if you have to do that in order to be successful as an athlete, then maybe find something else to do.
You suck is what it is. Fucking suck.
What
else to say?
I mean, this is the end. This is the end of women's sports. I think if this shit doesn't get stopped like now, which it probably won't, because look at the way the things are just getting worse and more crazy every year. So it won't stop. It'll just get worse. This is the end of women's sports right now. We're seeing it on the Olympics. Along with the end of decency, human decency.
Yeah, we don't want that to happen. Just make sure your tits don't fall out on there, please, because that's decent. That's a decency issue. We're free speech, but we're gonna get censored on a lot of other platforms. We have some questions coming in today, and I'm just gonna ask them randomly throughout the show. Maddie Wack wants to know, what do you think about Jewish supremacy?
What do I think about it?
Yeah, what do you think about
it? It's a very real thing. I've seen plenty of clips of different Jews being asked on the street. I've seen plenty of clips of rabbis speaking to a group of people. The Talmud literally says that one day the Gentiles will be their slaves. It says that in their holy book. So they see us as cattle, slaves. And yeah, there is a Jewish supremacy. It's very real, but fuck me, you're not allowed to say that. Not allowed to say anything about them. Yeah.
You're not allowed to say it about them or anybody else, because when you look at it, and that's I'm so tired of being labeled like my gender, my race, all that, my conservativeness, the faith that I practice. It's like we're the bad guys, but I didn't know that about the Talmud. I didn't know that about Judaism. But I knew that about Islam.
You know what the Talmud says about Jesus?
I've heard some shit.
I don't believe Jesus was a real person. But I just want Christians to know this, because there's a lot of Christians now that are standing with Israel and, brain dead. But there is a lot of it happening. I don't think they realize that Jews, I won't say Jews as a whole, but I'll say the Talmud teaches Jews that Christians are like the worst thing ever. Jesus is boiling in a pile of shit right now. That's literally what the Talmud says. It's just boiling in excrement. Why are Christians even relating themselves to these people?
I don't know. I asked Matt yesterday for because I don't know. Like I said, I don't have a dog in the fight. And I didn't know, like he explained that like a huge portion of our tax dollars goes to support, Israel. And it's like, I don't care about other countries. I really don't, because we have so many issues here. The border, the homeless population in Chicago is shit. The crime in Chicago is out of control. You think I give a shit about a war between Russia and Ukraine? Well, you have to. It's like, you think I care about Israel and Palestine? You have to. Really? No, dude, I got my own fucking problems. So when it comes down,
your own problems, and you don't submit to television every day
because I don't understand it. Because it's not only that I don't understand it, but I don't know who's telling the fucking truth. And the older I got, to where I would hear something and then take a step back and calm down and then listen, made me realize, okay, I can't stand this political shit at all, because they're both sides are disingenuous. And I'm saying if liberals did not operate on such emotional triggering, I may pay attention more to what they have to say. But like a great example is this Kamala Harris shit. Trump yesterday was asked in front of a bunch of black journalists about her blackness, and he said, "Well, when did she start identifying as black?" Because the journalist has said, "Do you condemn people?"
I love the way that he said it there. He knew what he was doing. He's such a cunt. Like, he's such a fucking brilliant actor. I love the way he said it. She said, "She's black." It's the way that he said it. Like it just. Sorry,
there's my thing is right. So do I like?
I can't help him. I know he's an actor. I know he's a fucking Jew. I know he's acting. I know it's all a big performance. But I can't help but like him. I can't help it. There's a reason why I fell for the Q shit a few years ago, and I loved him. Honestly, I was such a Trumper. I had a pink Trump 2020 hat. So you can imagine me in England walking around in that. I was different. I stood out.
Well, there's my thing is that's the problem, and it goes towards history is, so you have a woman saying, do you condemn them calling her a DEI hire? What is it? Diversity, equity, and inclusion hire. And instead of him saying, no, I don't condemn, because 100% literally, that's exactly what Biden said he's hiring her for, because she's a black woman. It's on video. It's not like it's from 100 years ago. So, and then you get people on the left going, yeah, no, she is black. And she's identified as Indian forever until recently, changed her accent at her last rally. So I guess my point is, when it comes down to history, it's like, wait a second. Dude, that's my point. It's like, all right, if the world is in right now, like right now, not 5 years ago, 10 years ago, not 4 years from now, but it's like right now you're watching the real-time unfolding of, hey, water is wet, the sky is up, and the earth is solid. And people go, no, it's not. No, literally, here's water. Hold your hand. I'm going to pour it in your hand. It's not wet. It's like, so when it comes down to the religion aspects and shit and who's right and who's wrong, I don't pay attention to that shit, because I'm like, I'm not going to invest everything I am to die on the hill, to look at, you and go, no, Lola, you're wrong. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm not that important or that big to argue with people about shit that doesn't matter. Now, when it comes down to like this Jewish argument that came out of nowhere the last year, like I've never seen this much Jew hate in my entire life. But again, too, you were never allowed to criticize Jews growing up. So I'm
also, people are waking up. There's never been more awake people in the world than there is now. And waking up to the Jewish conspiracy is a big part of that, because you look at who's behind everything. It's nearly always a fucking Jewish name or a big fucking Jewish nose. Even if they don't have a Jewish background, always everything. It becomes a bit of a joke, really.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's yeah. The problem I have is I'm not willing to condemn an entire group of people yet until I really get fucking, I don't know, more information and shit. And that's why I'm digging, because I'm not about to just jump on a bandwagon because some blue check mark on Twitter told me so. So I want to know.
That's the way to be. That's the way to be. Yeah. And by the way, I'm not saying every single Jew by any means. It's not like that. In fact, it's the same with every religion. Most people who follow a religion don't actually know what they're actually doing. They don't know what they're following. I think all man-made religion is just a psyop to control people.
Well, that's kind of my point when it comes down to like the left is I would be interested because Trump, it's like, yeah, I'm supportive, but I'm kind of over it a little bit. If the left actually offered a rational argument and they actually, instead of just nonstop, like, no, I never identified as Indian. It's like, no, the only reason I won't hear you or support you is because literally there's nonstop proof and evidence of you calling yourself Indian. And all of a sudden you want to call yourself black and you can't acknowledge it. It's like, own up to it. Be like, yeah, I did for political points and whatnot. I say I want to identify with this side of my family, but they can't fucking do that. So, and you're never going to see that from any religion, Jews, Christians, Islam. It doesn't matter what fuck it is. Ridiculous.
The point is with Kamala is she's not white and she's not a man. We think she's not, she's not a fucking man and she's not white. So she's got the left's vote just on that without having to do anything. She can carry on making her stupid speeches and making no sense whatsoever with word salad and garbage and changing what race she is depending on how she feels. She can do all that shit. Doesn't matter. She's not a white man, so she's favoured by the left. She's not Trump, so anyone will do but Trump, I think.
Okay, fine. I mean, it's at no time ever did I find her attractive, which sucks because I wouldn't mind salivating over a female president, but it is what it is.
You fancy Kamala Harris?
No, I don't. I said at no time did I find her attractive. I wouldn't mind if I did.
Okay, I misheard that. I apologize.
Yeah, I would love. Here's my dream like sandwich: Lauren Boebert, AOC, and Marjorie Taylor Greene. All three of them at the same time, and me.
I only know AOC.
Oh, dude, AOC, I would handcuff her, put her in the corner, be like, you better beg first. Beg for daddy. And then, whatever. And then I think when it comes down to, I know this. Well, conservative women are bigger sluts than liberal women. And liberal women just don't know how to fuck. And it's what it is. Hang on, we got to pay some bills here.
Liberal women don't get a fuck. That's what you should be saying.
No, they don't know how to.
No one wants to fuck them.
All right, kids. Hey, we got to pay some bills here because we got show sponsors, which are great. If you do, because we're all about small businesses here at Spreely TV. If you have any interest in advertising, she's going to go pee now. If you have any interest in advertising your business, text 708-982-0974. That's 708-982-0974 to text and say, hey, I got a business. I want to talk to you about it. And then we'll see if you're a good fit for us. You never know. We could wind up having you on, interview you, do a segment with you, all this kind of good stuff. But today, let's talk about some stuff that's important. If you're suffering with autoimmune disease, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, pre-diabetes or diabetes, weight gain, thyroid disease, hormonal imbalance, PCOS, endometriosis, IBS, skin issues, parasites, candida overgrowth, and your doctor is only prescribing one big pharma medication after another, contact Maureen at Create Holistic for a free 20-minute phone consultation. Maureen is a holistic health coach who helps men and women heal their body through proper nutrition and detox. Only you have the power to heal your body, not your doctor. So you're going to email, right? You're going to email Maureen, M-A-R-I-N-E, that's M-A-R-I-N-E, at createholistic.com. That's Maureen at createholistic.com. Show sponsor for today. Make sure you also follow Lola Christina on all platforms out there. She's back on her Twitter. Might be fun for you to go check that out if you're that kind of person. Mm-hmm. And there that go. If you do want your business advertised, text 708-982-0974 and say that you have something that you want to talk about. Let's take a couple more questions. It is Thursday. Lola and I just bullshit for Thursday's show. That's all we do. We come on and we talk. That's it. We just hang out. That's it. Kelly Wilson wants to know, hey, can you have Lola talk more about the earth being flat? I believe it is. And what are her thoughts on us potentially being on the verge of World War III with the upcoming election? Because if we go to war, there will be no real election, and it will go to mail-in ballots again. I think it's planned out in a Hollywood script. What are your thoughts?
I don't disagree. It's not going to be a real election regardless of what happens, because elections aren't real. They're all planned that way. Like when Biden stole the election and it was so obvious that he did it. He didn't. It was planned that way. But it was meant to look like it was stolen because it was meant to make the system look, make the voting system untrustworthy, basically. That's what it was for. And around the same time, Trump signed all these laws about voter fraud and voting and stuff, which will probably come to use at some point in the future. How nothing's happened from them now, but yeah, no elections are real. It's a selection, and it's usually the one with the most royal blood. Sorry, I've cut my finger.
Oh, don't do that.
It's usually the one with the most royal blood that wins or gets put in.
I do think that Harris is going to win this election. I do. I think they're going to do the same fucking thing and steal it again. And I think that she's going to win it.
Maybe. It would be a first if she won, because it is usually the bloodline thing. It's the one that has the closer connection to King John that wins always. So we'll see. I saw something about Hillary Clinton going back in.
I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. Like it's all this is just it's theater and guessing, isn't it? I don't know. But if Hillary gets back in, and it's between her and Trump again, Trump will win, like he did last time.
Why do you think that is?
Probably the bloodline thing. He won before. And it isn't a case of winning. I think Trump's going to die soon. I think if he does win, he'll get like shot either before or just after he wins, or nothing much is going to happen. I think Trump is definitely going to die. And I think next time it'll be really graphic as well. Whatever happens, it'll be really traumatizing. It'll be one of these 9/11 Challenger space shuttle type things where they want to traumatize people. That's what I think it'll be, and it'll spark up a civil war in America big time.
I don't even know. We've talked about that a ton of times. I don't know if that would even do anything, because the only people. Here's the problem. You got the two sides.
The only people that are ever going to rise up and do anything in America are the right-wing gun owners. Whether they're Trump supporters or not. Well, they're the only ones that are going to do anything at any point. The left aren't going to do anything.
Well, because they'll stop being paid for. Because that's just it. Right now, the left only shows up when they get a paycheck, and the slats of bricks are already laid out and say, hey, go loot this store and whatever. The problem I have with I'm a conservative gun owner. And so who the fuck am I going to listen to when it comes down to start taking marching orders? Or is somebody going to listen to me? So it's like, have you ever seen the TV show The Walking Dead?
Mm-hmm.
So
I watched it, but I've seen it.
So the great thing about The Walking Dead is it really wasn't about zombies. And one of the reasons that they never use the word zombie in that is because it's supposed to be set, in a fucking multiverse where they've never seen anything like this before. That's why they call them like walkers and, deadheads and shit like that. And if you really looked at the series, it was, how does the world get back to any type of semblance of community when it's all gone to shit? So you got, in every season they had a new bad leader, the governor, Negan. And it's like, okay, well, these communities can't fucking work without somebody really cracking the whip. And I'm sorry, I'm going to be 50. If you think that fucking I'm going to be like part of some commune where like, yeah, you're the new guy in, you got to shovel shit for the next 6 months to earn your right to have a sandwich at 1 o'clock. Fuck you. I'd rather go on my own and see if I can make it and starve to death or whatever. So that's where my head is, but I don't see, fucking conservatives rising up or even being agreeable to one another. Because again, there's that movie Civil War that's out. When you see the one guy, what kind of American are you? We're Americans. What kind? And somebody just did a thing out too that said if the world lost power tomorrow, like within 2 weeks, an insane number of people would be dead because they have no idea how to function without power.
Yeah.
So if you're the conservative flying the Confederate flag and all this shit, and you've got the backup generators and enough gas for the next 6 months, it's like, how many people are you going to let in your home? Or are you going to rob us for our guns and supplies and shit? So I don't trust. If it's a civil war, it's going to be so bad because I don't see any solidarity, even on conservatives. I just don't.
Listen, civil war is the plan. It's the plan for governments everywhere. That's how they're going to introduce martial law. Is they want riots everywhere. 2020 was a little preview of that. Like here, oh God, what happened here? There was obviously the lockdown protests and stuff, and then there was a bit of BLM fucking retard bollocks. But in America, I think it was the BLM stuff which really fucking caused all the problems and all the burning down cities and stuff like that. Listen, I won't put nothing past you Yanks. If Trump gets shot, there'll be a lot of conservative people who'll just they'll blow the pop off, because there's still a lot of people that believe that Trump is their savior. You know, they might believe in Q or whatever, but they'll believe that Trump is this guy he's not a politician. He's against the establishment. He's against the system. That's why they tried to shoot him, because he's against the system, even though they didn't really shoot him and it was all clearly performed. It was an act, and his ears miraculously healed in like a week. You know, even all this stuff's happening, people still, just like the left-leaning people, they tend to think with their emotions rather than the head. When something like that happens, if Trump does get shot on live TV or something, I think that will be enough to cause a lot of those people to snap. And those people are gun owners, you know. And listen, let's just pretend we'll go ahead a few months. Let's pretend Trump wins. What will happen is a repeat of 2020. The left will go crazy. They'll burn places down. They'll kick off. They'll start shit. Imagine then if he got assassinated days later. Imagine what the right side, how they would react to the already crazy situation. Do you know what I mean? That is a civil war. It's done. It's done there. And then you've got guns. You've got people that have had enough.
And the problem is there's no. Here's how I know that it would be a mess. Is there's no, that I can tell, leadership from a political elected position that shows that if shit happened between the left and the right, you have people on the right who would stand together. Ted Cruz just posted, oh God, what's her name? Lee, the black congresswoman who just died.
Ted Cruz.
Yeah, Ted Cruz is from Texas.
Is that the black guy from White Chicks?
No, Ted Cruz is a conservative from Texas, senator. And I can't recall her name. Over in the chat. One of you guys got it over in the chat. Who just died? Lee. It's not Sandra Lee. I can't remember what her name is. Sarah, I think you're typing. I'll see what that is.
Who am I? Oh, sorry,
Ted Cruz? I don't know who you're thinking of.
Who's the guy from White Chicks, the black guy?
I didn't watch it. I have no idea. That's the Wayans brothers, wasn't it?
No, yeah, but I'm sure there's a guy called Ted Cruz.
Anyways, Sheila. Thank you. I got it now in my head. Sheila Jackson Lee just passed away, and she was one of those people who was very inflammatory in her rhetoric against conservatives, get in their faces. She's like another fucking, and then denies Trump is a racist and conservatives are racist. And when she dies, you get Ted Cruz going, very sad to hear about my colleague Sandra Lee. It's like, fuck you. Why is that sad? This is a woman who openly accused conservatives of doing X, Y, and Z. So that's why I think that both sides, they're fucking in bed together and they're lying pieces of shit. So I think that it's like both sides do want.
Hello. If people haven't figured that out by now, I don't know what else needs to happen for them to figure it out. I remember Trump saying in 2020, oh, I'm going to lock Hillary up.
And he never did.
And he never did. And then when he got in, he was saying how great they are and thanking them and all this shit on this stupid speech. They're all in bed together. They're all in each other's beds, holding each other's, laughing at the little people who watch WWE and think it's real. That's all it is.
It's pretty depressing.
It is.
Let's see. We have some more questions for Lola because everybody loves Lola. This is from EAKC Eeky Clean Detailing. When are you going? When are you dating again? Is basically what they want to know.
I didn't come on here to answer those kind of questions, but no.
Okay, there you go.
No, I'm not dating again. I've had enough. Fuck men. I'm going to become a lesbian.
Okay. Oh, I would definitely want to see that. Holy shit. I know some women. I've told you, I know some women who are like, are you really friends with Lola? I'm like, yeah.
I'll put my subscription fee up, and it's all pussy licking from now on.
And I've told you too. I'm like, hey, this person wants to get with you, and you're like, oh, that's gross. Ugh. I'm like, I know.
That's not what I said. I've never said that.
You didn't say they're gross. You just said what they've got is gross.
I certainly didn't say it in that fucking shit.
G3 or G3 Shred asks, so do lizard people really exist? Oh, wait, hang on. We never really answered about Kelly's flat earth thing. If you wanted to talk about more about that first. You can do both.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What was the question?
So Kelly wanted to know if you could talk more about the flat earth. And then Bev put up this really detailed chart. You got to go in the chat later and look at it it's a ton of shit, and flat earth conspiracy is on there. But Kelly wanted to know if you can expound more about the flat earth.
Is it the fucking...
It's insane.
With all the things leading off of it.
It's insane, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that. Okay, so the flat earth is probably like final level conspiracy theorist, I think. I didn't wake up until 2020 when all the shit was happening then. Before then, I was fast asleep to everything. But flat earth is something, although I went down every rabbit hole going, flat earth was something that I just wouldn't even consider because it was just too ridiculous. But the more that I realized, the more my mind was opened and the more things that I learned, I thought, they've lied about everything else. Why not? And I looked into it expecting it to be easily written off, easily debunked. And lo and behold, it was the exact opposite. And it just goes to show you how deep the programming is. This is probably one of my favorite things to talk about is flat earth because it's the most heavily programmed idea into people. You know, the globe, they teach it in schools. It's the first, it's on it's on TV. It's drilled into people so hard from such a young age. And the idea that flat earth is so ridiculous is drilled into people so hard that in itself made me curious and want to look. But believe you me, anybody that looks into it, honestly, with an open mind, and if anybody looks into it, honestly, with an open mind, they will find the same. There's buckets of proof that it's flat.
They showed
aside from my own experience, nobody's ever experienced any curvature or globe or roundness. Nobody's ever seen water do that. It's never happened. In fact, the physics of water always do that. And Earth is 72% water, apparently. So how do you get... Do you know what I mean? It only takes a little bit of common sense, really.
Some of the things like you would... I love whenever I talk... Like I'll say, well, I'll be talking to Lola. I'll go, so if the earth is flat, she goes, it is flat. No, okay, but if it is flat, it's like, okay, I'm trying to get a point out. But there was... It
is?
Here's why. This is why I agree with you. Now, obviously I can't prove or disprove, but this is something, if you go biblically and the way that it's translated and it reads, the earth is flat, to me, that makes perfect sense that... If Satan wants to deceive the earth, the first thing he's going to do is show you, see, Bible's not real. They got it wrong. The earth is a globe, but they say it's flat. So now everything after that, it's all fucked up and it's all man-made and open to interpretation. And then there's those little hints out there. Like you talked about there was the 1920s when silent films came out. They had like the spinning airplane around the globe. And it's like they didn't even know what it looked like till like the 30s or 40s or something like that. So it's like, how could they possibly have a globe concept back then? So, yeah, there's some little shit out there. I guess they got the landmass, even structures are way off when it comes down to representing on the globe and shit. So I don't even know why there's a NASA when you have 90% of the water.
So many hills. Sorry, there are so many holes in the heliocentric model. So many. And most people don't realize that. They don't look into it because we just believe what we've always been told from a young age. We never look into it. But when you actually look into it, honestly, scientifically, really, it's laughable. It's a joke. And even if you don't want to go that far, you can just look at basic stuff like the aeronautical manuals and all of NASA's like documents and stuff. Not the stuff that they put on like the mainstream media websites. The document stuff that people don't read. They all say the same thing. It's a flat, stationary, rotate. All of them say that if you're driving a plane, you have to learn to ride the plane as if you were flying over a stationary plane. That's in all of the books, and it has to be in there because people are learning, and it has to be in there in all the NASA stuff because if they didn't, then people would sue their asses off.
I have theory based on two people why the Earth is flat. Who were the two very famous people who were supposed to circumnavigate the globe by a plane? Charles Lindbergh.
I was going to say Captain Cook, but that was on a boat. Sorry, go on.
Charles Lindbergh and Amelia Earhart. What happened to each one of them?
They're dead.
Well, Amelia Earhart was never found, and then Charles Lindbergh wasn't his baby kidnapped and killed. So it's kind of like, shut your fucking mouth. We're going to kill your kid with what you saw.
Didn't know that, but it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, the Lindbergh baby. Let's see. Charles Lindbergh. Charles Lindbergh is a aviator and military pilot. He flew from New York to Paris. I think he was supposed to circumnavigate the globe. I know Amelia Earhart was supposed to be the first woman to do it. Where's the baby? The Lindbergh baby. Global. Lindbergh received unprecedented acclaim after his historic flight. In the words of biographer Scott Berg, people were behaving as though Lindbergh walked on water, not flew over it. And his mother's house in Detroit was kind of.
So they both circumnavigated the world and didn't get a chance to talk about it. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm wondering. Is I'm trying to see the date of the Lindbergh baby. Lindbergh.
Well, I don't know about either of those. But I know that Captain Cook was supposedly circumnavigated on his boat. Yeah, Captain Cook. And it took him quite some years. It took a long time. I can't remember. But it took longer than it would if it were a little blob at the bottom of the globe. Circumnavigate Antarctica, I'm talking about, which is exactly how he would circumnavigate the Earth if he was going to do it. Honestly, you would circumnavigate Antarctica because it's the.
Oh, dude, J. Edgar Hoover. J. Edgar Hoover was in charge of the Lindbergh baby investigation. Was that tell you?
Say that again. Who was in charge?
J. Edgar Hoover. He was the head of the FBI, and he cross-dresser.
Oh.
And he had files on everybody.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I've got you. Well, yeah.
I think they were both. I think Earhart was too strong-willed, and they said, "Listen, bitch, shut the fuck up." She said no, so they axed her and crashed her plane somewhere in the ocean. She couldn't be found. And the Lindberghs was like, "Hey, dude, we got your kid. Shut the fuck up." Like, no. Listen, you can have another kid. Shut up, or we're gonna, send this one back to you in pieces.
Those two we're just guessing what they found because
I don't know.
Them. We're just guessing. There's been people that have actually been there and come back and sat on on national television and said, "Oh yeah, we found more land, we found resources, we found this, we found that." The size of North America, we've seen more land that's never been seen by human eyes. That's what Admiral Byrd said. And then he died mysteriously a year later as well. But it's okay guessing, and he literally went there and that's what he said. So, are we going to go off what he says? Who knows? All I know is we're not allowed.
Are you thinking Admiral? Are you thinking of Admiral Byrd?
Sorry?
Are you thinking of Admiral Byrd? You keep saying Cook.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what you're thinking. I thought you said Cook.
Did I?
Yeah.
I meant
Yeah, I think you meant like Captain Hook, or so I don't know what the fuck you meant. Like
it was a
ship.
mixture of Admiral Byrd and Captain Cook.
Because you're feeling all Tinkerbellish
I meant
right now.
Admiral Byrd.
I think we got another question. Let me pull this person's stuff up. So somebody did want to know if lizard people are real, and I'll combine this one with it. We did put up if you have questions for Lola, because we just fucking hang out on Thursdays. One. G-Shred wants to know, do lizard people really exist? And then Christopher Rock 51 wants to know, are vampires real?
I don't like the way that you said that question, because it's
What?
like, I know and I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah, we've talked. I 100% believe you. I think if you could kind of make a case for both.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't like talking about the lizards because it goes back to the Royals, and you don't like talking about the Royals.
It's not that I don't like talking about them. It's just I don't know if it's a physical thing. I
do.
know.
I think it. So
I don't know if they are physically lizard people. I don't know.
I think they are. I think they are. There was a TV. Everything they've shown us everything, right? There was a TV
I certainly
show.
don't think they're human. I don't think they're human. I don't think they're normal like me and you.
No.
But I don't know if they're fucking actually like lizard people. Who knows?
Dude, we have like 70-something% of the oceans are not explored. And God knows what the fuck is in there, right? Right.
So they say.
Right. So here's what I'm thinking too. If you really look at, and so I think I've sent you some of his stuff. I like watching it every now and then. He's dead. Shit, it's going to lose my mind. I can't remember who it is. Rob Skiba. I've sent you some of his stuff before, and he talks about how the Nephilim were created because angels fucked women, and then all of a sudden these angels had sex with like animals, and all of a sudden, boom, that gives credence to Greek mythology. When you have like the minotaurs or the fawns, or like deer bodies and torsos of a man.
They're all the same, Dominic.
Right. That's my point is.
Greek mythology is the same as Hebrew mythology.
Correct.
In Hindu mythology.
Yes.
Jesus, your man, your prophet, he's Zeus. Jesus is Zeus.
I have seen that Satan's Zeus.
And there's also Dionysus. There's another Greek guy. He's another one that was born to a virgin with 12 fucking disciples. You know, you can go into every single culture.
Well, that
they've
gives
all got a story of Jesus, but with a different name.
The Greek mythology, which is it's not taught as mythology in Greece, it's taught as real, which kind of makes sense, because if you had immortals, so if the Bible says Methuselah lived like 900 years, and you were like, I don't know, 10, you're like, dude, that guy's been around forever, because you can't like, holy shit, you've been around 1,000 years. That's insane. So that gives credence to immortals and gods, right? So it actually says, yeah, it's proof. So my thing is, if Greek mythology is real, and I happen to believe that it is real, then that means Israel. Oh, wait a second. That means that there are lizard people, because that falls right into the human hybrid shit that the fucking angels threw their jizz around and knocked up fucking women and had the chimera people.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. You've put it into words better than I could. I don't know if they are physically literal lizard people, but there's certainly something not normal about them. They're certainly not like the rest of humanity. Put it that way.
No,
I
think vampires are real too. If the whole thing...
adrenochrome real. Adrenochrome
Thank
real.
you. That's right where I was going. If they're going after adrenochrome...
Is vampire not just like a Hollywood devised version of an adrenochrome junkie?
Yes. Thank you, Bev. Oh, you got to check the chat out afterwards.
I'll have a look.
Dude, you got to look at the chat. Bev just dumped some serious fucking shit in that. If you guys are not in the chat, you have to go to Rants of Izzo show chat. Bev just threw in like every type of alien lizard person. These are scary fucks, dude. It's insane. Good stuff. And yeah, that's most of my thing with the vampires was the whole thing that if they're going after adrenochrome, they're just dumbing it down for you, and that's what it is.
Yeah, pretty much.
Are you gonna pee on air?
I'm busting. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, that's kind of good. Okay.
Well, I was.
Are you pooping?
No, I'm peeing.
Okay, there you have it. Lola pees on air. We don't give a shit because that's what we do here. That's your Thursday fucking show. If you have questions for Lola, if you want to interact with Lola, go in the show chat. It's the Rants of Izzo show. She might, answer you stuff there. Who knows? You got a business that you want to promote, 708-982-0974. Make sure you text me that you want to take a look at it today. Do not forget to check out today's show sponsor, which is Marine at Create Holistic. Call if you got any one of those problems: thyroid disease, hormonal imbalance, IBS, skin issues, a ton of stuff, which is absolutely horrible. She's going to teach you, men and women, the power of detox through your body through nutrition. Make sure you email her at Marine, MARINE, at createholistic.com. The website is createholistic.com. Make sure you check out Marine. Tell her you heard about us here on the Rants of Izzo show. That's it. Where the fuck did she go? Where'd you go?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. I got it. Oh, you got to with that bamboo toilet paper. Don't show us what you're doing. Anyways, make sure you go follow Lola all over the place. She's back on Twitter, TS Lola British. Enjoy. Have a great damn day. Go out and help somebody today. If you can't help them, don't hurt them. See you guys tomorrow.